here I am, a new widow with 1,000 questions, because Philip died suddenly. He was here, and then he wasn't here. And as a widow, I was left with so much that I needed guidance on. And I had this extraordinary experience through Bill of being able to talk directly to Philip.
I was at the stove doing a mundane chore, and I got a tap on my shoulder on the left side with cold air. And when I felt it, I thought, okay, I felt the presence of a male next to me. And without the audible name, I saw Gwendolyn's face before me. I go, oh, okay, this is that lady Gwendolyn's husband coming through.
As my questions started to form in my mind, and I'm just beginning to ask a question, the sentence begins with, what? And Bill is already telling me the answer that Philip is giving. So Bill later would say, what was the question?
I got specific instructions to talk to her about what to do with certain estate property value and things where it would go. Certain family members, he did not want to have certain things.
So I just started ripping them off. I said, well, what about this? And what about the children? And what about the business? And what about the house? And
I got locations of their house where his desk was and where documents could be found.
One right after the other, after the other, after the other was handled. And I had this huge relief that came over me that, oh, I've got the wisdom from my husband of how to deal with the rest of my life without him.
That exact day that I got those messages, she was in a quandary as to what to do with some of the things that she had asked about. So it gave her, number one, incredible clarity that he was still there and could be connected with. Two, direction in matters that she had no idea what to do, to a degree of detail that she felt confident how to proceed forward. And three, to be able to know that because she could sense through me his essence and his humor.
It was one of the most astonishing, astounding, and comforting experiences that I have had.
Just so those kind of details are mind-boggling even for me. I'm thrilled when I can do this kind of thing for people.
It was extraordinarily wonderful. And that's when I realized the fullness of Bill's gift.
I marvel at the spiritual awakening. I marvel at the life path, both personal and professional, that changes for people. Relationships and careers and even houses or locations where you live fall away, they close, new things open. And the good news is I get to see it. I get to see through my own evolution and the things that I deal with personally as I evolve, I get to see through my life experience the empathy and the courage and the self-talk that's needed when people are in their stuff, so to speak.
One of the things that I learned from my husband in June of this past year when I had a total breakdown, he says, you miss me? I said, yes, terribly. And he said, would you like to be with me? And I said, I want to be with you more than I want to be here. And he said, well, you're not finished with your time on earth, but if you would like to be with me, he said, I live in a state of continual bliss. And if you can remember our laughter, our jokes, the way we kidded with each other, all our movie dates, all the you-know-whats, he said, and get yourself to that space to where you are joyful, you and I are together. But when you're sad and depressed and you're crying, I can only watch you, but I cannot be with you. That has changed my life.
For I don't think there's anyone, no matter what your income bracket or station in life is right now, who isn't juggling multiple things are going on right now. You have many stresses, many decisions have to be made. Source, spirit, consciousness, God, seems to be able to connect with every individual quicker than ever before. And so what I do with people like Gwendolyn or anyone else that's had readings from me. I help open that door. I help open up and turn up the pilot light that I see in each person so they begin to have their own conscious, spiritual, psychic connection with Source.